this team that we played was averaging 87 points a game. They were shooting about 47% from three. And, to hold them to 61 and under 40% shooting was really, really good, for our guys. I thought we did a really good job of understanding the game plan and, really guarding the basketball, not over-helping on penetration. We wanted to make them contested two-point shooters, and I thought for the most part we did that. In the second half, we got going offensively, got into a better rhythm. This is just the second time all year that this group has played together. And, like I said, I've been saying, I think we're getting better. It's just going to take some time to get into the rhythm of everyone, and getting back used to John, and John getting used to playing with us. Obviously, in the second half, we were able to get it down there and take advantage of the size that we had with him, with JB, with Blake. I thought he did a really good job, John, he being John, of getting deep position and going up and finishing. So just really proud of the win, and look forward to getting better.
John, were you on any kind of minutes restriction tonight or anything like that?
No, not as I know of.
Who's that?
You guys, John, you guys hit 17 of 17 from inside the arc in the second half. You ever been part of a team that, has like a perfect half like that?
Nah, it was crazy because we didn't even know till Coach came in and told us. But I don't even think we were locked in on that. We were just locked in on competing hard.
John, what do you think led to it? What leads to a 17 for 17 performance?
I think our togetherness and just sticking together, and really just on the defense end, and it turned into easy points on offense.
John, they came out and hit 58% of their shots 8 minutes into the game, and then you guys seemed to make some adjustments that kind of clamped down a little bit on them. And I think they finished the first half back in the 30s in field goal percentage. What were some of those adjustments you guys made, or was it just more so, hey guys, let's get on our plan?
It was like just, hey guys, it's time to turn it up another notch. Let's protect our house and just defend how we know we can defend.
How have you noticed Nelly growing as a ball handler?
And I think Nelly does a really good job back there at handling the ball and handling pressure. He's a vet, so he's a great leader with the ball.
John, what's it like to play with Jorge?
It's amazing playing with both of them. Jorge and Angie. They just bring so much spirit to the game and just happiness and joy. You gotta love it.
Say the other last game where you had your arm around him, you were talking to him. What is some of the advice that you have for those two? Given those two?
Well, G, I two things I tell him every day: we need you to score and we need you to talk. And then Jorge just be everywhere.
Have you seen them getting tougher? Because the one thing that was all about the camp was getting them used to playing a little bit more physical, knowing how to use their side. How have you seen them adjust now that they're getting an actual game action?
I think it's really looking good. They don't have to be the strongest. They could do different things.
John, Coach talked about you were out for so long and just getting back into basketball shape. How does it feel to kind of get in that rhythm now, and you're starting to see more minutes and you're obviously feeling better too? What's it? How's it feel like just to be back in that mode?
It feels good, but I got to get in much more better shape though.
Better shape how?
Conditioning, I guess.
Would you put a percentage on how back you are conditioning wise?
No, I won't give it a percentage.
Thanks, John.
Thank you.
Jeff, you played with just 7 guys most of the night. Was that just so those 7 can get used to each other, or?
It was just the rhythm of the game. It was an odd game with the size. And so, with Federico and G, those two guys especially, it was a tough game. When we subbed, when John got in foul trouble, we went a little bit smaller because we wanted to switch. We wanted to switch the ball screens. We wanted to contain the penetration, and just didn't think that those two bigger guys were ready for that.
Coach, this was the second game in a row you finished 1-1, assist to turnover, 15-15. I'm sure you want that number more weighted towards the assists, but what needs to be cleaned up there in terms of the turnovers and with respect to all of that?
We have to be stronger with the basketball. We have to make better decisions. Those two things.
Marius had a really strong night. What kind of went into? I know he missed the last one. Kind of went into his performance today, and delivering for you guys, not just shooting, but also distributing the ball well?
I thought he did a really good job of letting the game come to him, of picking his spots. I thought he was really strong in his drives and in his decision making. He was able to make a three. I thought he played a big time game, and he also did it on the defensive side as well.
He had a behind the back pass. Is that something he does all the time in practice?
Doesn't do it all the time, but it's something that we've seen. Yeah.
You still looking at Jorge as a perimeter guy, or are you seeing him somebody who could play inside, maybe a little more going forward?
Yeah, I mean, Jorge's a guard. He's a wing guard. That's what he is. He can do a lot of things. He's going to continue to get better. He's not a post guy by any means. I think he's a wing.
Is he capable of defending those guys down the post, though?
He's going to have to. And he's going to have to learn how to do it. It's not going to be by being physical. He's going to have to use his quickness. And that's something he'll learn as we go forward. There was a question asked about physicality with him, and he's getting more physical. I think he is. He's learning this game, the college game here in the United States. It's very different from his game, where he comes from. And we're not a very physical team when John's not there. John wasn't there for 6 weeks. Now he had to go against Blake, and Blake can be physical. But he's going to continue to get better, but he'll never be the most physical guy. But he'll have to understand and learn how to bang, with those guys in his own way. Use his quickness, use his length, use his intelligence, and get better there.
Coach, you had 5 double-figure scores tonight, and then another had 9 points. How important is it to find that balance and kind of develop that cohesion this early?
For us, we're still trying to figure out who we are. This is the second game we've played where we've had, all of the guys that are healthy enough to play. And so we're trying to figure out who we are as a basketball team, what combinations work best together. We've been in this stretch where we really haven't had an opportunity to practice that much, so it's just been walkthroughs in the games. And so we're still trying to figure out who we are. Again, I think we're getting better, but we have a long way to go to become the team I think we can be.
Jeff, I asked John this question, but just with the defensive, I guess, improvement that you guys showed mid-game in the first half, they were shooting really well. You guys seemed to affect that, and they finished 37% on the night. What did you see from your guys, just from the bench, to see how they adjusted the things that they did better as the game went on?
I thought we did a better job of containing penetration, so just guarding the ball. And I thought we did a better job of communicating, of calling the switches, saying stay, like whatever coverage we were in. I thought we did a much better job of those 2 things, which were 2 things that were a point of emphasis for us coming into the game.
Jeff, your guys shot 77% in the second half. Are you seeing that kind of shooting in practice?
We've shot the ball really well in practice. It hasn't translated to games. It's interesting, the last 2 games, we've shot the ball very well in the second half. We've not shot the ball well in the first half. I've never been a part of a team that's gone 17 for 17 for 2. And so that's something that's very unique. But we have shot the ball well from 3 in practice.
Was playing in transition an important thing in that second half to making those?
Well, we knew we made an adjustment to our press break. We knew they were going to press. That's what they do, and they've done it very well so far this year. I really like their team. I really like their coach. I think he's a good coach, and I think he took over a very tough job, and he's been able to come in there and instill with those 3 guys he brought with him, and then getting those other guys to buy into a system. That's hard. That's really, really hard, and he got the job in May. So I have a lot of respect for him and their program. We made an adjustment for how we wanted to attack the press at halftime, and I thought that got us out and got us some transition baskets. But also with the fact that we defended, we were able to rebound and get out and run. That's something else we talked about at halftime. Did a much better job of that.
Jeff, is there something about you guys that you guys are figuring things out in the game? Because like you said, this is the second straight game where a second half surge has allowed you guys to take control. Whereas like first half, some of you guys they're figuring out. Like you said, you guys don't know who you are yet.
Yeah, we have to be better though. Like we have to be better. I mean, maybe we need to shoot more on that basket, in practice. But we just have to keep working. We have to keep being positive. We have to enjoy the process. Again, this is 2 games where we've played well, especially in the second half. I was really pleased with how we defended today. That was the thing I was really, really pleased with. That's a good offensive team, and we did a good job defending them.
What have you seen from Greg as far as his shooting? I mean, is he still? You like the shots he's taking? You feel good about his confidence at this point?
I feel good about his confidence. I mean, the biggest thing for him is just to get a little bit. He's a little bit banged up. We got some guys that are a little bit banged up, and so to get healthy, we'll have a day off tomorrow, which is welcome for everyone. I told our guys, like, just get away from basketball for a day. Just enjoy it. Come in, get treatment, and just get away. We'll get back together on Thanksgiving Day on Thursday. But I like the shots that he's taking. We have a lot of confidence in him shooting the basketball. I'm pleased the past couple of games he's done a better job of driving it a little bit more. He had a really good drive and a good finish today. Very confident in him shooting.
How much you guys plan on doing for Thanksgiving Day practice?
We have a game the next day, so we'll do our preparation. We'll get after it a little bit, not much, because we got to make sure we're ready. For Friday. But we'll definitely practice, and then we'll enjoy some great food.
So team dinner, or what do you guys?
There'll be a team dinner, and then some guys, they have families here. A lot of our guys have their families that are up, so we'll do something together, and then we'll separate and do stuff with our families.
You doing the cooking?
I always cook, man. I'm really good at it. Always.
What's your specialty?
Everything. Everything. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving, Coach.